Hare Krishna. Today we are learning Karma Yoga from Bhagavad Gita as it is, using the acronym TREE, T-R-E-E. Arjuna asks an interesting question to Krishna. Should I do my duty or follow the process of Bhakti? Karma Yoga. Karma means action. Yoga means connecting to the Supreme in devotion. Arjuna is literally asking, should I do my duties or forget everything and just follow the spiritual process? We have this kind of question many times, I believe. Many times we are frustrated in our lives and we want to just give up everything and focus on the spiritual path. Let's see what Krishna answers to this question. We begin with T, Tyaga or sacrifice. Krishna says, everyone is forced to act according to their own bodily nature. If someone tries to repress themselves and still have desires in their mind, then they're only pretending to renounce. They have not actually renounced anything. But on the other hand, if one sincerely tries to control their senses and acts in such a way without attachment to the results and surrenders to me, that person is far superior to the other person who is just pretending. Therefore, Arjuna, perform your duty without attachment to the result, and in that consciousness, surrender to me. So, this consciousness that Krishna is talking about is actually very high level of consciousness. Not everyone is able to achieve that level of consciousness. So Krishna explains there are different steps to the yoga ladder to achieve this level of consciousness. Vedic literatures prescribe different yagnas or performances of sacrifices to elevate our consciousness to that level. However, we know that in today's day and age, we don't have the knowledge nor the ability to perform such elaborate sacrifices. Therefore, Krishna himself, in the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya, appeared in the Kali Yuga 540 years back and inaugurated the process of Sankirtana Yagna, which is very simple and easy for everyone to follow in this day and age. There are simple regulative principles you can remember through the words, through the letters A, B, C, D. A stands for association. Be in the association of like-minded people who are on the same path. B stands for reading books such as Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. C stands for chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And D stands for diet. We're all on different diets. Sankirtana Yagna asks us to regulate our diet. Eat only vegetarian food cooked and offered in devotion to the Supreme Lord. Following these four principles sincerely will elevate ourselves to the highest level of consciousness. We will develop detachment to our actions. We will develop enthusiasm to serve for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. And we will completely realize the self, ourselves. Once a person has achieved that level, Krishna says that person has no duty to perform, no obligation. However, they are still performing their prescribed duties without fail because they're setting the proper example for others to follow. He explains King Janaka had attained perfection through performing his duties without attachment. Yet he continued to perform his duties to set a great example for all the common men to follow. He explains, I myself don't have any duties to follow, but I still do my prescribed duties so that people do not mistake what path to follow. So, Arjuna, you have to perform your duty without fail, without attachment, to set a proper example for everyone to follow. So, Arjuna hears all this and he has an interesting question again. What forces a person to commit sinful acts even against their own will as if they are driven by force? It happens to all of us. Sometimes we know that this is the wrong thing to do, but yet we end up doing it. Something as simple as we know we're already full, we're not supposed to eat something, but still we end up partaking more than necessary. And these levels of sin can vary. So, what does Krishna say for this? Krishna says, there is an enemy within you, and that enemy is lust. And this lust is so powerful. The desire to enjoy is so strong within ourselves that we are forced to act even against our own will. He says, this lust is residing in our own body, in the senses, in the mind, and the intelligence. These senses are attracted to this dull matter because of lust. But the senses are higher than the dull matter. And the mind is even higher than the senses. And intelligence is even higher. But the soul is the highest of them all. Therefore, we need to establish spiritual intelligence through the practice of Sankirtana Yajna and conquer this enemy, lust. Arjuna was fighting the battle in Kurukshetra. Our battle is to fight within our own body to conquer this lust. In summary, T stands for Tyaga. Do your duties as a sacrifice for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. R means attain the highest level of consciousness in the rungs of the yoga ladder through the practice of Sankirtana Yajna prescribed in this day and age. An easy process to follow. E stands for setting an example by never abstaining from your duties. And finally, remember, the battle you have to fight is within yourself, and that enemy is lust. Conquer lust by following A, B, C, D, the 4 regulative principles in Sankirtana Yajna. Hare Krishna.